feeling like I'm Akademiks. Can't ride away.
Let me see if I could, here we go.
Now to a shocking twist in a murder that stunned a neighborhood in the Bronx.
A man found dismembered inside an apartment. Now today, police arrested a man named Sheldon Johnson. He is a criminal justice activist, and he boasted about turning his life around after getting out of prison as recently as going on shows like the Joe Rogan podcast. Now tonight, he is back in handcuffs, and he's facing murder charges. News 4's Ida Siegel is in Highbridge, where the crime scene investigators are still looking for evidence.
That's 48-year-old Sheldon Johnson being walked off in handcuffs, yelling to reporters that he didn't do what cops say he did. Murder, manslaughter, and criminal possession of a weapon. It's a shocking set of charges for a man most recently known for this.
I had a wife, I had family still, my son was growing up. He was hearing stories about my so-called notoriety.
That's Johnson appearing on the popular Joe Rogan podcast, talking about his efforts to reform himself and help other kids detach themselves from gang life, a job he's uniquely qualified for after spending 25 years in prison for attempted murder as a high-ranking member of the Bloods.
Prison does two things to you. It brings out the best or it brings out the worst.
But police say this is also him, here on Summit Avenue Tuesday night, carrying cleaning supplies and a full black garbage bag in and out of this building. Police were called to apartment 6G after a neighbor heard gunshots and saw Johnson in and out of the apartment. She told the building super. When police entered the apartment, they found a man's torso and a foot inside a bin. Law enforcement sources say after seeing Johnson on surveillance footage, they searched his apartment and found the victim's legs, arms, and head in the freezer.
That's very disturbing.
Yeah.
It makes you want to move real quick.
Police say the victim is 44-year-old Colin Small. Sources say it's possible their dispute stemmed from time they spent together in prison. But folks in this neighborhood shocked to hear that a man who had worked so hard to turn his life around, even working with the Queen's Defender's Office, might have fallen back to his old ways in a very violent fashion.
Yes, he was turning himself around and stuff like that, but remember, you know, we're creatures of habit. So whatever happened in his violent past probably crept back up, and there you go.
We reached out to the Queen's Defender's Office. No comment at this point. Again, Johnson.
All right, man. Apparently, Joe Rogan had some Jeffrey Dahmer nigga on his podcast. I basically watched a lot of it where this dude was talking about turning his life around.
Illegal life. I'm living an illegal life. So as far as I was concerned at that time, it was fair game.
So this guy basically had a dismembered body up in his goddamn crib. I don't know if he just killed the guy because he actually was going to eat the nigga or some shit like that, or he just killed the guy, dismembered him because he was trying to dispose of the body. Regardless of what that is, man, this is just kind of like a stark reminder, like, bruh, people sometimes live just a different life than what you see them put across the internet. And also, I mean, this guy already been to prison, so you know what I mean? It's probably not the first time he's killed somebody or tried to dispose of a body.
Post-supervision interview. Pre-sentencing individuals who are at their worst. It's a solitary confinement facility in New York State. And I was on a loaf, which is also unconstitutional now. So the loaf is a dietary restriction that they give you. It's a chunk of bread, and it has cabbage.
Yeah, no, I agree with you, Grey Rock. I think the nigga he killed probably was fucking him in the ass in prison, man. He was like, man, listen, man, you was getting his booty back in prison. You ain't finna get in the free world, man. Clap that nigga up, chop that nigga up, chopped his legs off. I'm gonna be honest, I'm wondering how he chopped up the body, though. Like if you're dismembering a body, like what the fuck you using? You're using like a power tool? Because you gotta cut the head off. He just had the head in the fucking freezer. Like, all right, we got the milk, eggs, cheese, and we got like the nigga's head that I just killed. Like, that's crazy, ain't it? But he also had the nigga's limbs. And I'm wondering if you have these things on ice, is it because you're trying to prevent the smell from like your neighbors, or you're trying to preserve it? Like, you know what I mean? Like, oh shit, as soon as I go get the human flesh seasoning. Like, I'm gonna definitely saute this motherfucker. Like, this shit gonna hit good when I hit it with the ribs and some mashed potatoes. This shit gonna be great. Imagine when I hit this shit with the gravy. Oh my God. Like, what the hell was going on? You said it was a chainsaw? Oh, hell nah. You think he was selling the nigga? No way. You think he was trying to save the flavor? Yeah, that dude gives some new meaning to some baby back ribs. Like, holy. Maybe he was selling body parts. Here's my thing. Why would you, like, again, why would you, obviously you live in New York City. Everybody lives on top of each other. If this wasn't like some random dispute that was not meant to go down like this, like if it was meant to go down like this, why would you shoot the person there, right? And I guess I gotta imagine that the cleaning supplies was probably trying to clean up the blood, right? Somebody say he was probably trying to sell the organs onto the dark web, and a human heart is worth $1 million. Who the fuck is buying a human heart, bro? I heard they had that nigga chopped up like how the Chinese spot be chopping up like cats and dogs and shit. You think he was getting a bag on tour? No, I think he might be on that Jeffrey Dahmer shit, man. I think he might have been eating these dudes, bro. He said, I think they had a disagreement in the apartment and he murdered him. What type of drug you think he was on? A kidney's worth $250,000 easily? Do we have any type of like, I know they said they found limbs. They never found organs. Sheldon Johnson. It's not like they were like, oh, we found like, a liver or some shit. He was seen leaving in a blonde wig. He said neighbors told the cops the victim was desperately pleading with the killer shortly before 2 shots rang out in the apartment. He said, please don't. The doomed man was here saying, I have a family. Investigators was called for a wellness check after they heard shots, and the neighbors reported seeing a stranger coming from and going to the apartment with cleaning supplies. Chilling surveillance footage obtained by it shows Johnson stepping off the 6th floor elevator on Tuesday, looking around cautiously before he slowly walks to the apartment and goes inside. He's seen wearing a dark... What? I said, listen, I want to do a wellness check on a tenant because the person who's coming in and out is not the tenant. The super... What? He said Johnson carried a blue bin into the apartment and never brought it out. Oh, this nigga was either a contract killer. Johnson allegedly in the apartment building while wearing a blonde wig. Oh, y'all might be right, chat. Apparently the nigga never lived there. So Johnson never lived there. I think he either was, maybe he had a service to clean up murders or get rid of body parts, or he was actually trying to sell them. Wow. Because I thought that was his apartment.
Sometimes we get fooled with the appearance,
Or you're saying he was always well dressed or
well dressed, well mannered.
say hello to the neighbors?
He actually did not, but you could see a person when he just walking his little dog, minding his business, is well dressed, it looks clean. You are assuming that this guy has a professional career, that he just went to work, came back, walking his dog, and continued with his personal life. Never in a million years I would have thought that I would be having this interview.
Yeah, he's either a hitman, a cleanup man, or someone who probably showed up to extract organs from the deceased and dipped out.
and seeing that picture.
And what if I tell you that this guy was a client advocate at the Queen's Public Defender's Office?
Wow. That is quite a turnaround. Something went wrong. There was a switch somewhere that flipped them from the good side to the bad side. Oh my. Guy held that position? That's a position of in which you have to be trustworthy with the community that you work with.
Yes, something's not adding up, man. As I said, it's either three things. He's a hitman, he cleans up bodies, or he sells organs. One of the three. All right, people. Chat, I ain't gonna lie. I've been on here for 6 hours, man. I'm getting the fuck off of here. I'll catch y'all niggas tomorrow. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. I hope you guys are thoroughly entertained. We kind of did a little bit of everything. Talked a little bit of Meek, a little bit of Cartel. We talked a little Cardi B. We pretty much kind of did a little bit of everything. We still didn't get to all the topics. You know, there's still a few topics that we still got to get to. But I appreciate you guys tuning in nonetheless. Again, you know, we hit the magic number, which is 6 hours, and I'm very happy, you know, after especially not streaming yesterday, that I actually did. If you guys are wondering about all the podcasts, they will be on Apple Music, Spotify, and other places that you can find, including YouTube. Yes, we have about 4 interviews kind of lined up, and we're probably going to be rolling those out starting on Monday. So if you guys been waiting for the interviews, whether it's Dean, whoever, like, you'll see those interviews starting on Monday. But we're hoping to stream consistently going into the weekend, all right? People, thank y'all. I hope you guys have a good night. Actually, I didn't even read donations, so I'm over here tweaking, and I'm glad I just remembered that. Give me 1 second. You guys actually donated a lot of fucking money, so I got to respect y'all cash. That's number 1. Here we go. Somebody says, Jaziel, thank you for the 2. He says, on X, Cardi is twerking on the rafters. Okay, we figured that wasn't Cardi, it was some other guy. SG said, fans are gullible. Drea, thank you for the 2. She says, hey, when's the Quilly interview dropping, Ak? That will be dropping most likely Monday or Tuesday. Yad Bandit, thank you for the 2. Says, what happened just got in. Well, we were talking about Meek at first, and then we talked about a whole bunch of stuff. Fanbus, thank you for the 10. It says, they got me feeling like the Crash Olympics. Yo, it is something in the air. Everybody's crashing out, except everybody crashing out, but we haven't seen one fade gotten caught. Like, listen, I'm ready to see the fades get caught, especially in No Jumper, because there's too much macho gang energy over there, and nobody's doing nothing, okay? Some BG Gotti said, yo, don't you think it's weird that Adam dapped up Brick Baby then left? No, I don't think it's weird. Brick Baby knows where his bread is buttered, pause, and I don't think he wants to, you know, involve Adam in some of, like, the, you know, the aggression stuff. And also, if you try to buck at Adam, he's fired. Like, you know, it's pretty open and shut, I would imagine, right? Somebody said, DJ Morgan Freeman. What are you talking about? Kareem, thank you for the dollar. Reek Havoc, thank you for the 5. It says, Ak, how can I get in the podcast? I'm an artist from Philly. You got a story to tell, my brother? Axe Chair sent in a couple donations. Says, man, Ak left me. Sweat on me. His weight limit is 300. Ak is 301. Jesus Christ, man. This person like making fun of me, huh? Manny, thank you for the 10. It says, yo, I have a 2023 Cadillac Escalade, brand new, and mine was 170. Meek is trying to tax y'all. Well, wasn't his like it was a specific brand? By the way, you know what he also said? I didn't give you this update. He actually posted on a story that he already sold the vehicle. So I guess it being up for a couple of minutes, it's already been sold. Here we go. Is it this? Yeah. He says, sold. That was sold that easy. It was for sale at the lot for a month. I'm a hustler. I don't got time to wait. Okay, so all right. So maybe his way worked, right? Whatever. Axe Chair says the niggas selling a freak mobile. Okay, imagine the freak offs that was done in that. Imagine that's the car that, you know what I mean, Diddy was, you know, rubbing on thighs and crazy. S. Floyd, thank you for the 2. It says, what the fuck, Act? Tell us why Freak Mill got an OVO chain. Yeah, I think Drake, you know, Drake used to give them out. Remember when people used to give out an exchange chains? This is what I would say is, like, imagine Meek has an OVO chain that he owns. However, he used to give his guys that would die for him Dream Chasers change and take it back at the end of the night. That's kind of crazy, right? Hidden Sun guy to say, remember when Kevin Hart roasted Meek? In the first minute, he called him out. Nobody on Meek's team proofreads the things he says. Hemi Lifestyle, thank you, man. He says, I'm here, chat. I miss y'all. Dot Focus, thank you for the $100. Holy shit, thank you. He says Dot Focus _ on Twitch, and he's a Call of Duty gamer. Y'all go check him out. 26Y, thank you for the 5. It says, it's making sense why he said he the new Jesus on Carnival. He lost his faith, and he's now openly blaspheming. Yeah, that was kind of odd that Kanye is kind of taking, we know when he did the Yeezus thing, which I was like, but he's actually really questioning the existence of God and even saying that he's almost equating himself to God a bit, right? GOR, it says Kanye used God for branding. Now he's rebranded. Wow, okay. That would be sad. I'm wondering, is he going to still do the stuff with the choir? Is he still into, Sunday service? I don't know. Abdul Saab, thank you for the 2, says, talk about Gunna and the Offset track. I haven't really heard it, but, obviously Gunna and Offset have a track. Shea